We are going to test exactly how many followers you can get with Gary Vee's $1.80 strategy. Gary Vee has over 20 million followers across his social media platforms, so he kind of knows what he's talking about.
Nice job.
He says it doesn't matter if you're a billion-dollar company or a complete beginner starting from absolute zero. This is the #1 strategy he gives everybody in order to grow as quick as possible on Instagram. We have close to a brand new account with less than 100 followers, and we're going to be seeing exactly how many followers we can get this to using Gary Vee's strategy. If you don't know exactly what this strategy is yet, it's pretty simple. So that is leaving your opinion or your comment or a DM on other people's Instagram profiles 90 times a day. Of course, just like everything Gary Vee does, it must be valuable. You must be absolutely jabbing before you can right hook. So we're out here today trying to give as much value as possible with this strategy in order to receive as much back
In the long term.
The account we're going to be using together is a Tony Robbins motivational account. It's got less than 100 followers, 94 to be exact, and it was only made about a month ago, so it's basically brand new. So the niche is of course personal development and motivation, and we're going to be using these 10 hashtags to go and leave my 2 cents on for 2 hours, 90 times an hour. So technically this is the $3.60 strategy. So the time is currently 10:38 a.m. Let's see how many followers we can get on this account before 12:38 p.m. So Gary breaks this down into 3 easy steps to follow. Step number 1, we need to identify the top 10 hashtags in our niche. Now I've already showed you which ones I'm using. If you need help finding your top 10 most relevant hashtags, use the keyword tool linked in the description below, completely free. Or just get into the Instagram search box and see what people are typing in just by starting to type things like motivation and see what comes up. So our first hashtag is hashtag Tony Robbins. So we're gonna go into the search box here and type in hashtag Tony Robbins. You can see the top one is has 1.1 million posts, and you can see these are all Tony Robbins related content. So what we're gonna do is to start clicking on these and interacting with them and leaving our 2 cents. So I'm gonna click on this guy here, who has a Tony Robbins quote as his description here. And I'm gonna click that comment button. So you can see Real Devin Davis said, the decisions we make each day move us towards our goals or further from them. I have to come in here and add something valuable. So what I might do is I might ask him, what decisions did he make today? So I'll start with something like Real Devin Davis. Tag him here, Real Devin Davis. That's awesome. What decisions did you make today? And I'll come back and I'll interact and actually like that post. That's 2 cents. I've got $1.78 to go. And I'm gonna go down these hashtags one by one until we get there.
One hour later.
Awesome, so I'm back after 1 hour of the $1.80 strategy, commenting, liking, DMing sometimes, just in that Tony Robbins niche, in that success niche, and I can reveal that we have results. Or should I say result. We have 1 new follower. After about 40 minutes, I took a phone call for 20 minutes. I apologize, I did get a little bit distracted. But at 40 minutes of straight 2 centsing, we have 1 new follower. Now, this isn't ideal. I would have loved to have seen 10, 20, 50 new followers, but it has only been 40 minutes. A lot of people might not see this yet. I started to go to the recent posts instead of the top posts, so we know those people online. And I do feel like I may have been a little bit too generic on some of my comments. So I'm gonna spend the next 60 minutes continuing, but instead of going for $1.80, instead of going for 92 cents, I'm gonna really choose like 12 people who I think would love to follow my account, and I'm going to DM them, comment really heartfelt, genuine things that are valuable on their pictures, like their pictures, and follow them. And I'm gonna see if quality in this strategy is as important as I am starting to think it is, instead of just going through and liking comments and leaving like great content. I really appreciate the positive vibes. That sort of comment may have worked maybe a couple of years ago, but because so many people are doing this $1.80 strategy, I can actually see other people going through and doing it as well. You really need to separate yourself from these people, it seems. So let's give it another 60 minutes with higher quality engagements.
1 hour later.
Awesome, so I just got back from about 50 minutes of the more sniper based 2 cent strategy where I picked these people, basically 10 to 12 people, and I really added my 2 cents. Super valuable stuff, super supportive things, even sent some DMs, replied to stories, and just instead of going as wide as possible, I tried to go as deep as possible. And I'm now gonna wait probably 2 or 3 hours, and I'm just gonna see how many of these 10 to 12 people actually followed me back or commented on my stuff. You can see in the feed at the moment, there is actually a lot of interaction going on, which is great because we're getting social, but I really want to see how many of these people actually turn into followers for our account. I'll update you in about 2 hours.
2 hours later.
Awesome, so the time is now 4:58 p.m. and I haven't been going all day. I gotta say, I've probably given an hour and a half of concentrated time giving my 2 cents. I've probably put in just above $2, probably 100 times I put in my 2 cents. And here are the results. So after going narrow, I actually didn't get the result that I want, but we are up to 100 followers, which is a grand total after an hour and a half of 6 followers. Now, my first thoughts is this is not fantastic, but then I actually started reflecting. And what I actually started doing is I started to get better and better at actually interacting with people. So you can see there's a lot of engagement in here just because I was more social. So you can see these are all from 4 hours ago. You can see all these people who have come in and actually followed me. All these last 3 people up here who have followed me, and I actually didn't even interact with any of their stuff. They've seen me interact with other people's stuff and then followed me. And it's only been 4 hours, and I do also live in Australia where some of these people in the US and might still be asleep. So I will give you a screenshot update at the end of this video of exactly, or maybe I'll pop it up right now, exactly how many people in the end came through and followed 24 hours later once everyone was awake, because I do feel there's a momentum here to the account. The big takeaway here is it takes a lot of work. So 1, you must really be passionate about what you're doing. 2, you must really love connecting with people, because I got a lot of really cool messages, connected with some really awesome people who are really positive, and within the Tony Robbins niche, which I'm a big Tony Robbins fan, and that was really fun for me. What I did find, however, is something like #running was one of my best responses, because these people obviously want to improve their lives, they want to lose weight, they want to get better and fitter. That's self-development, that's Tony Robbins. And I searched #running, and I don't think there's a lot of people posting motivational content or actually interacting with their posts in that, because it was very personalized, and I gave them very personalized feedback. So what I was thinking is, if I was to grow a fan page, I'd grow something like running motivation, or I'd really niche down. Instead of being the whole total motivation, I'd take like one hashtag like runners motivation, and I'd make really good content about that, and then I'd go interact with every single person who just finished a run and use the hashtag run, hashtag running, hashtag 5K, and I would be like, congratulations, that's awesome. Send them a DM, and I think I'd get probably, if I had a niche channel like that, maybe 50 followers a day from probably about an hour to 2 hours of work. That momentum is going to build. They're going to interact with your content when you put it out. So overall, I give this strategy a B+, only because it takes so much work, which, I mean, this day and age, unless you're posting reels, which we are going to do a video on that, so actually subscribe below, because we're going to see if we can get to 1,000 followers a day just posting Instagram reels. But unless you're posting reels at this point, it is a real grind to get your account that momentum. But once you got it, it's downhill from there. If you want to see more from this, hit that subscribe button below, hit that like button, and we'll see you in the next video.